The following morning, Daniel's dad was in a very bad mood indeed. He had lost the car keys. Again. Eventually, as Daniel watched from behind a bowl of blueberry porridge, his mum discovered them under the piano, inside a half-eaten Whisper chocolate bar, behind a small sign that said, "Beware of the ocelot." So he was not in the best of moods as he sauntered into the office. His boss had just come back from a tour of Canada. They were setting up a new product there, and her desk was festooned with cuddly toys, including one which proudly proclaimed, "Nice beaver." "How's Daniel?" His boss seemed to be in a good mood today. Normally she either blanked him completely or just glared at him like he was the only fan at a Millwall away game. Fine. In fact, he was in a particularly good mood. Still no idea what goes on in his head though. Daniel's dad was just about to help himself to a sherbet lemon from his boss's desk when he stopped himself. He remembered the face he normally pulled when he ate one of those. "Must be a family thing," said his boss thoughtfully, "as I have no idea what goes on in your head. Do you remember me asking you to book those group flights for the private group going to New York?" "Yes." Daniel's dad thought for a moment. They had wanted to go in March and he had told them it would be cold. "Oh, we don't mind the cold," they had said. "Why are they overnighting in Greenland?" His boss looked up from her desk. A young woman, she had the kind of competence that men of Daniel's age found so frightening, coupled with the ability to start a job and then actually finish it, that all middle-aged men found so off-putting. Well, you see, the thing is, you don't know, do you?" "Well, no." Daniel's dad tried to smile, but it did not work. "The flights were supposed to be cheaper, but when I started booking them, yeah, I know, they went up in price. You should know that by now. If they see big bookings, they raise the prices." Daniel's dad's boss raised her eyebrows and rolled her eyebrows, which appeared to make her whole face move slightly to the left. "So can they be cancelled?" Well, you see, they can't, can they?" She sighed and rolled her face to the right. "No, not really." "Not really? You're on thin ice here, you know." Daniel's dad's boss rolled her face both to the left again, and then to the right, and then even more alarmingly, straight up. She was obviously working herself up to something, and in Daniel's dad's experience, that was not normally good news for him. He braced himself. "Now, I cannot believe that I'm doing this." The face finally stopped rolling. "Brace yourself," she said. "I am braced," said Daniel's dad, but he knew it was a bluff. There were trifles that were more braced. "Are you braced?" Daniel's dad tried to rid himself of the image of a jellyfish entering a cage and fighting a trifle and losing. "Yes," he said weakly. It was no good. He was about to lose his job. How was he going to tell them all at home? He'd heard of dinkies on the news. They were generally young, successful people, double income, no kids. That's what they were called, dinkies. Well, he was about to prove there was an absolute reverse to that. He was going to be Britain's first Neok. No income, one kid. It wasn't going well. "I need someone to go on our new river cruise ship." Daniel's dad heard the words register. He heard what his boss was uttering, but they completely failed to make any sense. "Whatever I did wrong, I'm sorry. It will never happen again. In fact, did you hear me?" "Yes, I did, and I'm sorry. If I can just explain. I said I needed someone to go on our new ship." "What, and you want to know if I know anybody?" No, I don't." "We were thinking about sending you." Daniel's dad's boss was twitching all over her face now. "Oh, where?" "On board our new ship. Have you been listening to a word I've been saying?" Well, no, to be honest, no. "We need somebody, heaven help us, from the office, who knows the paperwork, almost, who can find the ship, perhaps even go on board it." "Right, so who are you sending?" Daniel's dad looked around the office. Somebody was going to get a great job. "You, although I am starting to have serious doubts." "You want me to go on board the Windy Susan?" Daniel's dad shook his head in disbelief as images of ships flooded his mind. This was disbelievable. Yes, this is our riverboat, and it has been a big success. However, the phrase "no one else" was the one she wanted to use, but that would have been clearly inappropriate, very demotivating, and quite possibly slanderous. And there is no one else who has been with the company quite as long as you have without facing any form of disciplinary hearing. Oh, thank you. Though that fact is no guarantee of any future offers of work. Oh. You have been lucky, haven't you? Now, there's two things we need you to do. First, we need you to go to America. There was that twitch again. Fantastic. Daniel's dad loved America. Nobody there knew him. You go next week, so don't forget to sort out your ESTA as you qualify under the VWP. Right away. Daniel's dad filed that away immediately in his mental computer under the heading Urgent. Have a look at this after you've eaten something. Now look, when you get to New York you won't have much time. Get these documents to the East Coast Flight Centre. We can't fax them, they have to be couriered. Have you got all of that? Oh yeah. Can we rely on you to get this done? You know me. Daniel's dad held his head a little bit higher. That's what we're all worried about. Don't mess this up. Trust me. It's a brand new ship on a brand new itinerary with a brand new crew sailing river routes we've never been on before. I mean, it's not like some horrible space monster is going to materialise and threaten to eat everybody on the ship, is it? No, that's not very likely. Daniel's dad's boss was going to have to take a tablet of some sort to calm her face down when this was all over. It was now moving up and down, left and right, independently of its owner's wishes. There you go then. Daniel's dad smiled and the worry lines left his face for a moment. What could go wrong?